to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Adequate notice of this meeting was advertised in the Asbury Park Press and the Beacon on January 9th, 2025, and by posting the notice in the Forked River and Lenoka Harbor post offices, and by filing a copy of the notice with the Lacey Township Clerk as requested by the Open Public Meeting Act. Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Mr. or Mrs.?
Mr.?
Here.
Mr. Peters?
Present.
Mr. Bell?
Here.
Mrs. Armato?
Here.
Mrs. Walker?
Here.
Mr. Conity?
Here.
And Mrs. Claus.
Here.
All right, we're going to go into private session. Be it resolved that an executive session be convened for the purpose of discussing confidential student matters, including but not limited to harassment, intimidation, and bullying, confidential legal matters, including but not limited to the current caseload, and confidential personnel matters. The subject matter of these discussions will be disclosed to the public when the reason for confidentiality subsides. The length of the executive session is estimated to be approximately 60 minutes, after which the board shall reconvene and proceed with business at 7 p.m. Action may be taken. Motion?
Motion Peters.
All
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Ready? Okay. Okay, I'd like to resume the meeting, and we're going to start out with the student representatives, Kayla and Eric Stroy.
No. Yes. Mark goes off 3:45. Dates.
First, I would like to start us off with some news from the Student Government Association. This month, SGA last met on February 4th. This month, the freshmen have been busy planning their talent show, which is taking place tonight in the auditorium. Super good. And the sophomores have been coordinating their Valentine's Day Candy Graham fundraiser. The juniors are rolling out their signups for their March 6th volleyball tournament fundraiser, and the seniors are beginning to plan their senior prom and a Dine to Donate fundraiser. And last of all, the next SGA meeting will be taking place on March 3rd.
Thank you, Kayla. We also have two unsung heroes this month that we'd like to announce. The first being the February unsung hero, Erica Dofinger. Is Erica here? This month's unsung hero for February is Erica Dofinger. Erica is always in a positive attitude in and out of school. Her laughter is contagious, and she is always there to help a friend in need. Along with being an academically successful student of the STEM Academy, she is also a part of numerous clubs, including being the Interact Vice President and a member of the Surfrider Club, as well as being a member of the Yearbook Club, Student Government, and being on the STEM Committee. Her hard work and dedication to everything she does, along with her sweet personality, has surely made her deserving of February's Unsung Hero. Congratulations. We would also like to announce our January Unsung Hero, Ezra Tirandola. Is Ezra here? For the month of January, the Student Government Association of Lacey Township High School would like to recognize Ezra Tirandola as Unsung Hero. Ezra is an exceptional student and a valued student of our school. He's a proud member of the Leadership Academy, and as such, he is taking numerous honors classes and has very excellent grades. Ezra is also a part of freshman football and track teams. Outside of school, Ezra participates in flag football and pickleball. Ezra is extremely talented and always works his hardest at everything he does. For these reasons, Ezra Tirandola has been selected as January's Unsung Hero.
Congratulations. Thank you. Okay, now we're going to do the report of the superintendent. Mr.
Okay, and
Zelinski?
I'll start with Mr. Principal King. We'll come down and do the seniors of the month. 2 or 3 this month? 2. 2 this month.
Yes, sir. All right, good evening, everyone. I am proud to announce our February Seniors of the Month, 2 seniors that are well-deserved of this award. Our first senior of the month is Haley Miller. Haley, come on in.
I'm Haley Miller, and I'm proud to be named February Senior of the Month for Lacey Township High School.
I'd like to congratulate Haley Miller for winning February's Senior of the Month.
At Lacey Township High School, I am a proud station manager of WLTS TV, head lighting designer and technician for the LTHS Theater Company, a member of the National Art Honor Society, and the president of the Fishing Club.
I was lucky enough to have Haley in my freshman English class, and within a few weeks, she was asking to go help in the TV studio. I knew that this kind of initiative so early on in her high school career would lead to great things and successes throughout her next 4 years.
Outside of school, I enjoy reading, baking, and fishing. I also enjoy working at my job at Six Flags Grand Adventure as a street technician.
When you see Haley in the halls, inside or outside of school doing some kind of community service, she's always working hard to make sure that the final product always comes out perfect. She spends most of her time helping others and assisting wherever she can.
After high school, I plan on attending OCC and furthering my career with Six Flags Great Adventure and hopefully gaining a job at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City. Additionally, I would like to get my Bachelor of Fine Arts degree in Design and Tech with a minor in Broadcasting, which will hopefully get me one step closer to NBC Studios.
Haley, I want to wish you the best of luck for the rest of the year and all of your future endeavors, whether they're here or abroad, and make sure you send us lots of postcards.
Oh, yeah. And Haley's joined here with her entire family, rows and rows of people, so a round of applause for them as well. Nice to see them here. All right. Our next senior of the month is Shane O'Neill. Shane, come on down. His family's up there as well. Round of applause for them.
Hi there, my name is Shane O'Neill, and I'm proud to be February Senior of the Month at Lacey Township High School.
Shane O'Neill, congratulations for winning Senior of the Month for February 2025.
So I have been a part of the football team since my freshman year, so all 4 years of high school. I was part of the volleyball team my sophomore year, and I just recently joined the lacrosse team my junior and this year, senior year. I am part of Surfrider, SGA, and Interact.
Shane, you are super deserving of this honor. You have become one of the most well-rounded students in the entire Leadership Academy program, as well as one of the most well-rounded students I have had over the last 4 years. You play sports, you're a scholar, you work with the Elks for their leadership conference activities and Antlers, and you've also taken it beyond to focus on your personal leadership, attending seminars and off-campus events during the summer.
So some of the things I like to do out of school, I like to read, I like to play lacrosse with my friend Derek outside of school, just to practice and get ready for the season. I also am a volunteer at Waretown EMS, and I'm a volunteer at Lenoka Fire.
Shane, as if all those great things weren't enough, you also happen to be the only person at Lacey who's a member of the Lacey Boys Volleyball program, but isn't still a member of the Lacey Boys Volleyball program. It's okay, you're going back to the lacrosse program. That's your #1 sport. We love you, we miss you, but just realize there's always a home for you in our gym.
So some of my favorite memories in high school have been just making friends and the connections I've made with teachers and everything I've been able to do, and all the coaches have taught me everything I know now.
Shane, even though I see you daily in my room for our shared lunch, I just want to say congratulations one more time. Well deserved. You're an amazing young man, and we cannot wait to see your progress after you graduate.
Well, I don't know what college I'm going to yet, but I plan to go to a 4-year university. I plan to study cybersecurity or computer science. I want to do cybersecurity FBI after college to help protect our country.
Up top.
Don't worry, only 50 people watching you.
All right, Mr. Zissou, that concludes my presentation.
All right, and we're going to bring Mr. Holmberg up next, right? Did you not expect this?
It's just a little weird saying.
Mr. Holmberg is our band director at the middle school, and he has a presentation of 2 students.
2, yeah.
Okay. And we have.
Should I have him come up here? Okay.
It's your presentation.
All right, Victoria and Cole. All right. Good evening. My name is Matthew Holmberg, and I'm the proud director of bands and teacher of music at Lacey Township Middle School. It is my honor to acknowledge the accomplishments of 8th grade band members Victoria Brannick and Cole Edom. Both students auditioned for and successfully obtained placements in the South Jersey Region Honors Band. Victoria earned 12th place out of 45 flute players who auditioned, and Cole earned 7th place out of the 20 percussionists that auditioned. The students who auditioned for this ensemble came from middle schools from Toms River as far south as Cape May. Both Victoria and Cole take all honors classes, participate in athletics, and they both enjoyed their first year this year as members of the high school marching band. As their director, I've had the privilege of watching them grow as musicians and human beings since I first met them at Mill Pond as 5th graders. Knowing that they both learned their first notes over Google Meet in 2020, they have come a long way, and I know they will represent Lacey Township very well in Egg Harbor at the concert in March. So congratulations, and Cole and Victoria.
You guys too, both of them.
Oh, cool. All right.
Paul, congratulations.
Nice. Very good. Well done.
Thank you. Congratulations. Okay.
All right.
We'll talk a couple things. As always, thank you to our student body president, Kayla, and Eric, class president, and Mr. King for your presentation, and Mr. Holmberg for kind of a surprise presentation. That's really great when they achieve that. The 42nd annual science fair happened last week. The results are posted online, but the grand champion was Best in Show. It was Natalie McGovern, The Impact of Microbial Activity on Pollution and Climate Change. I could read you all these titles. I don't know what half of them mean yet. He's not here. But I always marvel at this. I marvel at what they are interested in, what they want to research. So really great stuff. This is posted up on the high school site, I believe, somewhere. The winners, Miss Malloy, our science supervisor, puts all that up. We have all sorts of different categories, and the kids really are interested in that. Next, we have just a couple slides from Synergistic that Tom's going to put up for me. So we contract with a company, and the company provides us with, call it advice, about how to save energy. We also pay for what's called an energy manager. This is very brief. I'll give you just a couple slides. What I can report is that we're good at saving energy. Synergistic is the name of the company. We employ a manager who watches our usage from electric, gas, and water and sewer. Okay, all those things cost money. All those things come out of our operating budget, and the more that we can save, the better we'll do. Okay, Synergistic provides a very brief report. We've been with them a year. I believe we're 1 year now. So Tom, if you flip a slide here, our cost for the last 12 months on energy is $835,520. This is what they call our base year. From the base year, we were at $951,853. So 1 year of using them, we've saved money. We pay him some money, but not that kind of money. So we certainly have saved money there. Tom, next slide. Okay. The utility rate trend that you have here, electricity was up, but natural gas and water are down. So the Energy Conservation Program assists to minimize the impact that cost increases has on the budget. Okay, we had a hot summer. You can imagine what electricity was like last summer, but still it was not the same increase that we would have seen if we did not have our energy manager. Next slide. And then they talk about our cost savings to date. How many times he's audited our buildings. So the energy manager, he does full audits of the buildings on a constant basis. So over the last year, he's done 287 of them, and we've saved 1,667 metric tons of CO2. And he gives a visual, Tom, if you go to the next slide. Okay, so that's 27,560 trees. That really kind of is baffling. How much CO2, how many trees you would need to offset those CO2 emissions. 4 million miles in cars, and 210 homes use that stuff up a year. Next slide talks about our electric use. There is an electric use reduction overall. We've reduced our electric by 18%. The green line is us right now, so that's all good stuff there. How does he do that? He monitors our systems. My best example I'll give you is that when we walk out of here, he shuts off the fans in this room. Okay, that's what happens. They're all in setbacks. So it's constantly watching how we're running our stuff, how we're running our heat and our electricity. Next slide is gas. All right, gas reduction is 15%. And then I think the next one is water and sewer. If you go to the next one, Tom. No, he doesn't do a water and sewer one. Okay, so then it talks about our electric use intensity. Okay, we're well below the regional average, well below our base year. And we've decreased our electric use intensity by almost 16%. So it's pretty good. Last slide, I believe, Tom. We are also now Energy Star certified. You see those on buildings a lot of times, but 5 out of 6 of our buildings are Energy Star certified. As my plug, I'll put it like this. There's a chance that if we approve the referendum and we improve all the HVAC at the middle school, they might be Energy certified as well in the upcoming years. So by our lowering the usage of all this stuff, we now have Energy Star certified schools. He's helped us with it. Our grounds and maintenance staff, they've done a huge portion of this because they're upstairs maintaining the systems, make sure the systems are running right, and we're directed to do those all day long. I think, is there one more slide, Tom, or that's it? Oh, and then we have cumulative savings. Us, again, is a green line. We're going up. That's good here. We're saving money. And then I think the last slide is there, contact information. We will post this on our website as well. Okay, so that's the synergistic commentary or report. Right, that's it for me for now, and
Okay.
I'll
Do
make
you
some
want to
comments
dismiss
later.
the students? or-
Students can always go at this point in the evening if they have homework or otherwise. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, congratulations.
Thanks, everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Thanks, Tom.
Yeah, she.
A lot of fans.
Yeah,
That was a lot of fans for all of our unsung heroes and seniors of the month.
Yeah.
That's great.
Cricket.
Good, how are you? That's nice. Have you seen you in ages? Okay, now we're going to move on to public comment.
For your grandchildren.
An audience member wishing to make a comment will raise his or her hand, and when called upon, will state their name, address, or affiliation and intention to make a statement. Comments will be addressed to the board president. Comments will be made on one issue at a time. Comments will be limited to 5 minutes. No audience member shall be recognized twice until all that have wished to comment be recognized. This portion of the meeting is for public comments only, and there will be no questions answered. The purpose of this board meeting is to perform our business in public. Everyone is entitled to a public comment. If there is a question for the board, there's an established chain of command to follow. Does anybody have a public comment tonight? Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Karen Hobson. I'm a teacher at the high school. I'm also an LTA rep for the high school, and I co-chair the LTA District PEP and FAST grant programs. I wanted to share some of the LTA's work in securing and facilitating the NJEA PEP and FAST grants. which bring in over, our budget is over $42,000 to benefit students, families, and our school community at no cost to the district. First is the FAST grants. It stands for Families and Schools Together. That we have a budget of $21,040. We've started accessing this grant this year, actually last year, but we've increased the usage this year. And we're going to continue to expand the use of the FAST grant. FAST grants strengthen family engagement in education by funding events that promote academic success, college readiness, and student well-being. Some of the grants that have been approved for this year include Fajitas and FAFSA. This year we had 2 nights at $1,500 a night. The early college planning night was $600. The Healthy Choice Awareness Night, which I think is going to get folded into the Mental Health Awareness Night, was $1,151. Literacy Night was $966. Mental Health Awareness was $800. STEAM Night, I think the STEAM, Literacy Night, and Math Night were all at Forked River School that we put under FAST, and that is almost $3,000. That's about $3,000 combined. The other grant system, and we've been using this for years, is PEP Grant Public Education Partnership. PEP grants fund community building events that highlight public school successes and strengthen relationships between schools, families, and local organizations. Some of the grants that have been approved for this year include money for back to school night. What do we have? I do have amounts here, but not for that. Lacey Day, we had $150. Trunk or treat, $700. Veterans Day celebration breakfast, $853. The parade, $500, the holiday parade. Intergenerational Club Christmas Paint and Craft Party, $978. Intergenerational Snow Day Party and Winter Warm-Up. That's where the kids get together with the senior citizens to do good works. And that was almost $1,100. The College Academy Information Night, $600. The elementary school conferences, $900. The Intergenerational Friendship Luncheon, again, Intergenerational Club, is almost $1,200. Literacy Fair, $833. Intergenerational Bingo Party, $470. Math Night, $1,300. The Lacey Unified Champions Bingo Night, $300. The Career Day at Lenoka Harbor, $350. Earth Day at the high school, $2,000. Earth Day at Lenoka Harbor, $600. Career Day at Cedar Creek, $915. The College Academy Breakfast, $750. The STEAM Night at Lenoka Harbor, $650. The End of the Year Picnic for the Intergenerational Club, $1,039. 5th grade farewell celebration of Forked River, $1,900. Project graduation, $600. And then we do have in the summer, we sponsor the Lacey 5K too, and we go to that event. I don't have the amount for that, but we sponsor a full page in the book, and we're present and giving out items. So grant portals for these grants normally open in July, and they close January 15th. The PEP FAST grant portal has temporarily reopened until the 3rd week in March now, allowing funding in response to the humanitarian crisis caused by recent changes in federal policy. This will provide an opportunity for new grants that directly support students and families affected. The reopening allows us to continue supporting our students and community in meaningful ways. We can invite conversations with members or community groups that might be working on projects currently, and we can jump in and assist them, assist our students and community. LTA's role in this, we write these grants, LTA members write these grants, provide the upfront funding, we organize the events, or we coordinate with event coordinators, and we ensure compliance for reimbursement. And all these programs enhance education, support families, strengthen our community, and it does not involve financial commitment from the board. So we appreciate your support in recognizing the value these grants bring to our schools, and I thank you for listening.
Oh, thank you very much. That was amazing. You guys really make a difference. Thank you. Anyone else for public comment? Go ahead.
Maybe an LTEA night, I think. All right. Hello, Matthew Holmberg, Forked River, teacher at the middle school. But I'm here in the capacity as a LTEA representative at the request of our second vice president, Jen Bentley, who couldn't be here tonight, to share some good news. She says, thank you again for the opportunity to share with you some of the good news in our schools. First of all, we would like to wish all the staff, students, and families a happy 100th day of school, only 80 days left to go. I didn't know it was 100 days. All right, our LTEA Pride Committee, which Ms. Hobson just talked about, has been working on getting our district PEP grants to help support activities in our schools. PEP grants are public education partnership grants for association community outreach programs. PEP funds were used to provide hospitality tables at the schools for our parent-teacher conferences. The high school held its annual science fair last week in the media center, like Mr. Zielinski said. Thank you to all the judges that helped to evaluate the students' projects, and congratulations to all the students that participated. Tonight is the high school talent show. Good luck to the performers. The high school will hold the National Honor Society induction next week. A huge shout out to all the new NHS members. We are so proud of your hard work and commitment to academics and volunteering. The LTHS art students and Starbucks on Lacey Road have collaborated on a project to design new custom artwork cups. These beautiful creations are available for public voting, and the top 3 designs will win prizes from Starbucks. Stop into their store to check out the artwork and vote for your favorite cup designs. Encourage your friends and family to vote as well. They're right in the front. It's easy to vote. At the middle school, the student council decorated the hallways with hearts to surprise the students, which made everyone feel special and loved. The school hosted its annual student-teacher volleyball tournament. The Lacey PBA joined in for a night filled with sportsmanship, entertainment, and laughter. And let's just say, students 1, staff 0. Guess it's time for a lesson in teamwork. I don't write the jokes. I'm just reading what she wrote. And finally, our school choir took a trip across the field and combined with the high school choir for their annual choir day, where they had the opportunity to make music and connections with their high school counterparts. The Lenoka Harbor School Proud Paws hosted their annual Super Bowl soup drive. Students and staff donated cans of soup with a vote for which team they predicted would win the Super Bowl. Lenoka did, in fact, predict the Eagles' victory with 278 cans of soup donated for the Eagles and 199 donated for the Chiefs. In the end, a total of 477 cans of soup were donated to the Lacey Food Bank. The Lacey Food Bank appreciated the generosity, and the students enjoyed the friendly competition. Yesterday, the Intergenerational Club hosted their annual Sweetheart Luncheon. VIPs from the Pheasant Run community, principals, supervisors, Mrs. Kloss, and other special guests were treated to a catered lunch. The students decorated the tables and provided each guest with a flower bulb. They played Would You Rather and then shared special show and tell items. All the students and VIPs also got to take a guess at an estimation game. It was a wonderful event filled with food, smiles, and laughter. Our next event will be a bingo pizza party in March. We would like to thank the Lacey Police Department for hosting an assembly for the students to promote the Cop Card program for 2025. The students learned about the importance of the police department and what to do if there is any type of emergency. The students are super excited about collecting cards and meeting the officers, and I can tell you firsthand at the middle school, they have met Officer Roger, and he's met a lot of them. He's a popular guy with his cards. All schools completed parent-teacher conferences, NWEA testing, midterms, and are plugging along with additional winter assessments. We would like to encourage all community members to check out the school website to get the most accurate and current information about the referendum, and the LTEA looks forward to working with our students, families, and the BOE in the upcoming month. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you for your positive comments. Love it. Thank you. Is there anyone else for public comment? Okay, I'm going to close comments. It's great. All positive today. It's wonderful. First time ever, probably.
No, stop. I'm shocked.
All right, we're closing it, so it was a good night. All right, let's do board committee reports, and we'll start with Mr. Conity with Facilities and Finance, please.
Yeah, so we had on Wednesday, the 5th of February, 4:15, myself, Ms. Claus, Mr. Peters, Mr. Zelinski, Mr. Ormsby, Mr. Romano, and Scott and Mary Ellen from Synergistics. 100 facilities, Synergistics update, discussion held by Mr. Muir, which was pretty much everything that we had up here tonight. Pre-K update, Mr. Zelinski had a discussion on the status of the pre-K project at Mill Pond. It's almost complete. It may be complete at this point. There was a couple items on there to finish up. Brief discussion on the status of the referendum, which was led by Mr. Ormsby. Discussed the banners that are outside the schools. NOLCAO update, which was the painter for the high school. Mr. Ormsby discussed that, and they should be here the first week of March, hopefully, to survey and assess everything. Under finance, Mr. Ormsby updated us on the land survey quotes for Mill Pond, Forked River, and Lenoka Harbor schools. We originally thought that it would be on tonight's agenda, but because of the thresholds, has to go out to RFP. So she is working on that. Brief discussion on the 25-26 budget. Writing on numbers. And then discuss the gymnastics shared service agreement. With Barnegat, and that'll be on tonight's agenda to approve that as well. An update on the grants. Mr. Ormsby went over everything that we have applied for, are coming to apply for, and then a demographic study. Mr. Ormsby talked about the need for a study, and we had discussion follow after that. In regards to food services, a steamer cabinet, Sharon, right?
No, it's just the actual steamer.
Steamer itself broke at the high school, so we got quotes to repair that, and that'll be on tonight's agenda as well. Health and curriculum. Ms. Ormsby gave a brief update on the superintendent search. And under technology, SHI renewal. Ms. Ormsby discussed the renewal of Manage Engine. That will also be on tonight's agenda, and CDW renewal for network scanning and penetration testing. That will be on tonight's agenda as well. Under transportation, Mr. Ormsby had a discussion on the need to replace 2 buses and 1 van in the 25-26 budget year. Discussion was had with that. That is not going to be on tonight's agenda. And he discussed use of facilities, professional development, a revised district calendar, which is probably going to change a little bit again, and then the 25-26 LTC STA calendar. Our next meeting was scheduled for
Thursday, the 13th of March. But from the end of this to tonight, there's 2 or 3 other meetings in there. Had the meeting adjourned at 5:45, and that was it. Did you have something?
No.
Oh,
No, this is that, let me go over here.
okay. And that
Okay,
was it.
Thank you. Mrs. Walker, would you like to do curriculum? Curriculum? Yep.
Okay, sorry, I'm having trouble hearing
Oh,
you down
sorry.
here. Good evening, everyone. The Curriculum Committee met on February 4th at 2:30 PM. In attendance was Mrs. Amato, Mr. Amato, myself, Mr. Zielinski, and then 3 of our district supervisors, Mrs. Amos, Mr. Dowd, and Mrs. Krakowski. Here I go with that name again. We talked about our DECA team. They made the state competition. They're going to Atlantic City at the beginning of March 4th. So we wish them a lot of luck. There are 8 members that made it to that level. So congratulations and good luck to all of you. Mrs. Amos and Mr. Dowd outlined the price quotes that have been received for K through 8 language arts materials replacements and high school math material replacements. These replacements will be in the budget dependent on whether we get any money, so be it. But our curriculum, our materials are becoming outdated and we need to upgrade them. So if we do get money, that's one, I think, the priority that we should look at. PD, the Professional Development Day, was last week. The supervisors went over and gave us a copy of the schedule for that day. We talked about, Mr. Zielinski talked about a therapy dog that will be coming to Mill Pond School. Details are being finalized and proper permissions will be obtained in the upcoming weeks. The district supervisors details some benefits of the program, including helping young readers and school refusal. Mr. Dowd described the Language Arts Research Advanced Placement course that will become a core requirement of the leadership cohort at Lacey Township High School, but will be open to junior and seniors as well as an elective. Tonight, we're going to be voting on the paraprofessional handbook, item 18 on page 7. The handbook will be placed on the agenda for our approval. A lot of work went into this handbook, and it's really a good document. They did a good job. Mr. Zielinski described the grant from the New Jersey Center for Inclusive Education that will train and coach our in-class replacement teaching teams. He also described the presentation by Mr. Merman and Mr. Lytle on our digital media program at the annual Texpo conference. Let's see. The referendum presentation was held in January 28th. It was very well attended. And Mr. Zielinski, thank you for all of your work and all the administrators for doing such a great job. It went really well. That's it. So our next, the science fair, it's not on this paper, but the science fair, Kim and I were able to attend that. I was amazed at the projects. Some of them I couldn't even pronounce, but they were fascinating. They did, I think this year topped prior years. Really good job. So congratulations to all those that were in that science fair and to the final winners. And our next meeting is March 10th at 2:30. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Bell, would you like to do policy?
Sure.
Oh, this way. I'm used to you down here.
They moved me around. All right, our policy meeting was Thursday, February 6th at 4:15. Myself, Mrs. Klaus, Mr. Connolly, and Mr. Zielinski went over some new policy regulations for review and/or discussion. Policy 5111, eligibility of resident and non-resident students is revised. This policy is being updated to comply with the provisions that prohibits the admission of non-resident students to a district without the payment of tuition. It is also being updated to allow for the student tuition program to include grades K through 2. The previous policy only included grades 3 through 12. All grades other than preschool except tuition in the proper program exists and space allows. Policy 5710, student grievance revised. This policy is being revised to provide more details regarding the student grievance process. The revised policy requires documentation, timelines, and ways to respond to a student grievance. Policy 9163, Spectator Code of Conduct for interscholastical events. This new policy is being adopted due to the NJISAA requirement that every school adopt a Spectator Code of Conduct policy during the 24-25 school year. The policy will provide for the immediate removal for a person violating the policy and will have minimum disciplinary measures, including suspension from future events for violating the policy. A few for discussion, Policy 2365, the AI policy. This policy is being developed by a school-based committee for future board consideration, as well as the cell phone policy, PR 5516, and then Policy 5701, academic integrity, as well, being developed by a school-based committee. Co-curricular, no agenda items to discuss. Safety and security, no agenda items to discuss. As far as the LTASA as well. And then other, 24-25 LTSD, school calendar revised, and then 25-26 child study teen calendar. Next meeting is Wednesday, March 12th at 4:15.
Thank you. Mr. Peters, would you like to talk a little bit about the superintendent search? Any
Absolutely.
updates?
Thank you, President Klaus. First, I'd like to thank Mr. Bell and Mr. Amato. A few months ago, we picked a corporation, a company, one-man company, to assist us with the superintendent search. Why? We've never done it before. We want to make sure we're doing it right. And we had extremely good candidates apply. We started off, I believe it was 22. We brought it down to 9. And now we're down to our final 3 candidates for the superintendent position. March 6th is our next presentation, where the 3 candidates that we picked as a committee, myself, President Klaus, and Ms. Amato, picked the final 3 candidates. We're going to present them to the entire board and let them also be involved and hear questions to the applicants. Unfortunately, there are 2 board members that are conflicted that cannot attend that meeting, and we're moving forward. We're looking good.
Okay. Thank you. Superintendent comments. Do you have any additional comments?
I do, because it's going to be my last plug for the referendum. So I just want to point everybody in the direction, we're having our referendum March 11th. Come out and vote. Make your vote be heard on that day. Regular polling places, regular polling times. Do not believe the misinformation campaign that's out there. It's a bunch of lies. It's a bunch of misdirections. Our website has been updated. It's updated just as recently as last week. If you go there, you can't miss it because I made every button up top. The referendum, please log in. Please go there. Please look at the information. There's ways to contact my office. If you have further questions about the referendum, remember there's 3 questions. It gives the community a choice on their level of investment in the entire referendum. We encourage everybody to come out and vote who's a voting member of our Lacey community on March 11th. I'll try to do as many reminders as I can. We have a mailing that'll come out probably the Friday before. It'll hit your mailboxes to remind everybody to vote on that day. Again, regular polling places, regular time. Come out and make yourself heard on this. The right information is on our website. It's not located anywhere else. Don't believe the ones that out there who want you to believe that it's not in your best interest to look at this and look at it objectively and come out and vote on that day. So that's my big thing with the referendum. It's kind of my last board meeting chance to do so. Thank you, President Claus.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now we're going to move on to board member comments, and I can start if that's okay with everybody.
Nope.
I just have some updates. Our board attorney, Bruce Padula, has decided to move on and leave our contracted firm to start his own business, and we wish him the best of luck. With that being said, we are in excellent hands with Cameron, and we are going to continue with Cameron, and we look forward to working with you a little bit more than we have in the past, but thank you. Our board, we are going for board certification
We've been working with the NJSBA to earn the certification. We will be the first board in Lacey to complete this. Among other requirements, we have 12 out of 16 credits, which need to be completed within 4 years. So we'll be scheduling another in-service date probably next month. Also, March 12th is our tentative scheduled budget workshop, so please keep an eye out for the advertisement for that. And that is open to the public. It should be at 6 p.m. And again, March 11th is our referendum vote. Please help spread the word and come out to vote. And refer to our website for detailed breakdowns of question 1, 2, and 3. This is a very exciting time for our students and our community. The referendum committee has worked extremely hard to identify all areas of need of improvement. So please come out and vote. I would also like to recognize our acting superintendent, Mr. Zielinski. He has gone above and beyond to relay all information out to the public. He has done an excellent job being available to our community and wanted to give him a well-deserved compliment. So I want to thank you for that. Yeah, he's been very available. And our next board meeting will be March 18th, not the 28th, so just make note of that. Okay. Ms. Walker, would you like to do you have any comments? Sure.
Okay, just very quickly, just want to congratulate the unsung heroes. That's one award, as I always say, is my special award because they're the people that are in the background doing work. So congratulations to them and kudos for their dedication to this school. Student of the Month, congratulations, Haley and Shane. The band, Mr. Holberg, thank you. I was only his principal for a while. Congratulate two of them, Victoria and Cole. And as I spoke before, is Eric still here or they leave?
They left.
Just winning, trying out at these all-state competitions is unbelievable. I mean, I was a nervous wreck just watching it, let alone have to play in it. So kudos to them and congratulations. The science fair I already talked about, and congratulations to the LTEA for all the work that you do for the district. And please, everyone, get out to vote on March 11th. Any of you that have sat on this board or have students in the school or children in the school, you can see that this referendum is so desperately needed for repairs in our school. Our money's been taken away. We've tried to patch up as much as we can over the years. So I hope that everyone gets out and votes on March 11th. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Armato?
I have nothing to add to
Okay.
that. She was great.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Mr. Bell?
Okay.
Any
Nothing to
comments?
add.
Okay. Mrs. Armato, do you have anything to add?
No, just congratulations to all the students, and I want to thank you for that grant update. That was excellent. Congratulations. That must be a lot of work. That's it, really, just March 11th, come out and vote. Remember, if 10 people come out, it's the 10 votes that count. So whichever way you feel, if you don't vote, you won't be heard. So please come out and vote. Thank you. That's it. And thank you, everybody, coming out on this very cold, chilly night. I'm impressed when you come out in this weather.
Mr. Peters?
I think everything's been covered. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Conity?
Ditto everybody else. The only things that weren't touched on, next Friday and Saturday, Frozen Junior is being produced by the middle school drama club, right? 6 p.m. on both nights, and tickets are being sold only at the door, right? Perfect. And then 3 weeks after that, the high school musical of the Addams Family is being put on here, March 27th, 28th, 29th at 7 o'clock, and Sunday the 30th at 2 o'clock. Tickets are on sale now, via Facebook, and a couple other spots, I believe. LTHShooktix.com. So, should be a great time. I hope all the kids have been working hard on them. So, vote on March 11th, and that's it. Vote.
Okay. Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to new business.
You ready? Ready? Okay. A1, meeting minutes. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
You have to abstain.
Who, me?
Yes.
Abstain for what?
You, on the meeting minutes
You missed.
for the 15th.
Oh, okay, I abstain, okay, sorry. All right, so I'm gonna abstain from A1, special meeting minutes.
Yep.
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
And Mrs. Claus?
Yes.
Thank you.
A2, list of bills, page 2. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Just checking. Yes.
You're good now. That was it.
Mr. Peters?
Yes, I'd like to abstain from A2 OCVTS 211210, please.
Thank you. Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes, but I'm abstaining on A2, bill number 955337 due to conflict.
Thank you. Mr. Conity?
Yes, I need to recuse on Holman Friendly Allison, 950166, Ms. Ormsby, 955339, and my employer, Verizon Wireless, 289299 and 283300.
Thank you. And Mrs. Claus?
Yes.
Thank you.
Page 2, A3 and 4, transfers.
Move.
Thank you.
Second, Peters?
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
And Mrs. Claus?
Yes. Page 3 through 6, finance and facilities. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Peters?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
What items are we through again? Could you read that out again?
A5 through A12, pages 3 through 6.
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
And Mrs. Claus?
Yes, but I have to recuse myself for A12, Lacey Gridiron Football.
Thank you.
Or was that the foundation? Didn't it say foundation? Or did it say gridiron? Gridiron? It should, okay,
Says-
gridiron.
Gridiron, yeah.
Okay, page 6 through 7, A13 to A16, student tuition and transportation.
Can I ask a question on 14?
Yep,
For out-of-district placement, there's 2 students for the same time frame. One is at 15,000, the other one's at 23,700. Do we know why off the top of?
Yeah, one is a standard tuition rate, the other would be a student who probably has a special program.
Okay.
Something, it could be special ed, it could be speech, it could be any number of things.
Okay.
Could be middle school and high school? there a price
It's not
tag?
likely at those prices. No, it's probably a special education program.
So wait, is the first one just a transfer out? Is that what that?
No,
both.
it's a McKinney-Vento.
No,
They're
they're-
placed by the Homeless Act. So the Homeless
Okay.
Act goes back to the last school of residence, which is
Gotcha.
us for these 2 students.
Okay.
That's by
So
by
they-
statute.
They
by
were
law.
transferred from Lacey to Bayville, and now we're going to pay the school for them, correct?
Anything could have happened, but for whatever reason, we're the responsible
Okay.
party.
All right.
And those are investigated by Mr. Bond in every case.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
okay, can I have a motion, please?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes. Page 7, A17 to A21. Can I have a motion, please?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes. Page 7 through 8, policies and regulations. Can I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Mrs. Claus?
Yes. Hibbs, A24 and A25.
Motion, Peters?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
And Mrs. Claus.
Yes. Page 8, donations, and the board would like to thank everyone who's donated.
Especially the curtains.
Oh, especially the curtains. Wow, that's a big one.
Big number.
5,900?
Middle school
Yeah.
PTC for the
Very nice.
stage at the middle school.
Thank you. Can I have a motion?
Motion Peters.
Second.
Roll call,
Thank you.
please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes, and thank you.
Mr. Bell?
Yes, and thank you.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes, and thank you.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes, thank you.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
Thank you.
And Mrs. Claus.
Yes, yes. Okay, page 6, professional days and workshop travel. Can I have a motion, please?
That's page
Oh,
8.
I'm sorry. Page 8?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Professional days and workshop travel.
Move.
Second.
Can I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes, but I need to abstain on His Ormsby, please.
Thank you. And Mrs. Claus.
Yes. Page 9 through 13, certificated personnel.
All right, this is going to be per the addendum, number 2. There's just a change for, so instead of Spinoza, it's Fioretti.
Okay. Can I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Is that only for one day? Is that what it is?
It was an overlap day from a maternity leave.
Okay.
Roll call, please.
I need a second.
Oh,
Me, Sal.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
And Mrs. Claus.
yes. Page 13 to 18, non-certificated personnel.
All right, there's a couple changes here. So on number 2, there's a couple date changes. Catherine Baluli, her date changed to the 20th, and Angela Sidorak changed to the 13th. On number 4, we removed James Cahoot. On number 5, Jeanette Labansky, she should have been at Mill Pond. Right below her, Carmen Ramos was a date change from 2/24 to 3/3. And then on number 7, it's no longer a transfer. Mr. La Palusa is just going from a head custodian to custodian at Mill Pond. And that is it.
Can I have a motion, please?
Motion. Second.
You want me to be a?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Armato?
Yes.
Mr. Peters?
Yes.
Mr. Bell?
Yes.
Mrs. Armato?
Yes.
Mrs. Walker?
Yes.
Mr. Conity?
Yes.
And Mrs. Claus.
Yes. Good.
We're good.
Before we adjourn, I'd like everyone to look at the clock. It's not even 8 o'clock. You did a great job. Motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second?
Second.
Okay.
Bye.
Aye.